if you don't want to pay on a date, don't bring your purse, okay? Don't bring your wallet.
Hey guys, I am Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist. And as part of my role helping people build better relationships, I have to call out bad dating advice when I see it. This video is one of those moments. So men, are you worried that a woman is going to pretend that she loves you just to exploit you financially? Well, sadly, you should be much more concerned now than you were before, because there's a dating coach out there right now teaching women how to manipulate you for your money. Now, have you heard about the controversial dating figure named SheraSeven? Her real name is Leticia Padua, but she teaches manipulation for financial gain. Now, to her credit, she doesn't call it relationship or dating advice. She calls it financial advice. Splitting hairs here because she's teaching women how to get financial stability through manipulative relationships. Now, this is not the first time that this sort of thing has been taught. This has been taught throughout all of human history, but she is going viral right now. They're calling her the female Andrew Tate for women. And this is a great opportunity for us to talk about how to counter this exact sort of financial and romantic manipulation. I am Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist. I have 15 years of training and experience in relationships and psychology, master's degree in psychology, years as a licensed marriage and family therapist, and now I help coach individuals and couples through building incredible relationships. Shout out to all of my members here on this channel who support me. Thank you for helping me do this work. And all the new viewers who are just coming in here today, maybe even some of SheraSeven's students, I'm glad you are here. I want to have this conversation with you. Every video on my channel is supposed to click together to show you another piece of healthy, secure relationships. This video is going to show you how those behaviors that she is teaching are the opposite of that and will never bring happiness for anybody. Now, as the attachment specialist, I stand against anything that's exploitative, harmful, or manipulative that either dating partner might try to do the other, male or female. No matter if the aggressor is a man or a woman or whatever, I am against it. Now, the landscape of modern dating is evolving, and I make sure that I watch what other dating professionals or financial advice professionals who advise you in your dating relationships are saying to see what trends my clients are going to face next, to keep them on the cutting edge of great relationships and away from pitfalls. Then I help them stay on top of those trends. This is one of those videos. So in this video, I have got to contradict Shera's methods and show you exactly why they're going to get men and women hurt. And I'll show you what to do to counter these methods, as well as build healthier romantic relationships that get you what you really want, which is love and loyalty and a lasting connection. So let's dive right in and get started. So before we tackle solutions, we need to understand the problem. What exactly is what we're going to call here today the SheraSeven method? Now, from my research on her channel, from reading stories about her, from going to the source material, what it looks like to me is that she is encouraging women to play manipulative games to get men who are above their financial bracket. Example, if you feel jealous, call him and pretend that you need help, but then when he contacts you, tell him that you had to get another man to help you instead. Purposely generate jealousy in him if you ever feel unattended. On purpose. She also encourages financial leverage, pushing men to pay all your bills early on. If you're really a man, you will cover my rent. If you're really a man, you will buy me a car. If you're really a man, blank, blank, blank. The man should be financially footing the bill for everything. Now, she also seems to teach women to avoid any genuine connection. She advocates love bombing. Flood him with your attention and your presence, maybe even some physical activity, if you know what I mean, instead of genuine vulnerability. Do not open up to him. Do not connect with him. Give him good feelings. She's teaching them to flood those men with oxytocin and dopamine without receiving it in return. This is called love bombing. This is designed to get somebody addicted to you. It works on people who are already vulnerable. So she is advocating that these women use manipulative predatory tactics to work on men who are already hurt and vulnerable. Now, overall, what she's doing here is teaching women to focus on exploitation, not romance. The financial benefits without mutual relationship growth. She's talking to them about saying you should be getting everything and giving nothing but your presence and sex. And she specifically calls this out, by the way. She says women should not be cooking, cleaning, not focusing on motherhood. They should be demanding pampering treatment as fast as possible. He should pamper you. You should be his queen. Now, this is with no emotional connection, no intimate connection beyond the physical. This is him paying you and you lounging around, getting your nails done. Examples: nails done, hair done, new bags, shopping trips. You should dump the kids with a babysitter if there are kids. He should be providing servants for you. This is what she was teaching in here. I don't know how our current economy could support this model, but there you go. Now, I cruised her YouTube channel. She's got 500,000 subs on YouTube, and here's what really disturbed me. She's got titles like "How to Get Money from a Sugar Daddy." Okay, maybe that's a misunderstanding. Maybe it's a mutually agreed upon conversation. Maybe they are both fulfilling and saying, okay, I want this, you want that. Great, a transactional relationship. Here's another title, though, that makes me think that's probably not the case. Another title teaches women how to handle objections if a man has been used before so that you can use him again yourself. This is deeply disturbing, encouraging predatory behavior and encouraging wounding people who are already wounded. Now, guys, this is not to jump into the gender war and the dating war and all the arguments everybody's making. This video is to show you how to overcome manipulation by recognizing it and countering it. So I'm going to show this. I hate this method that SheraSeven's actively promoting here. I hate it. Let me be clear exactly why and why I have disliked this method every time I've heard about it from anybody else who has ever taught it. Imagine if somebody created a video that said, hey, here's how to victimize somebody who's already been a victim and get under their guard so you can use them yourself. That's what she's written here. But it's okay because it's financial and it's about men. Pretty horrible. Pretty horrible stuff. Now, I am against this because this is actually not going to even make the women happy. It's advocating what we call avoidant attachment style. Actually, what this is really advocating, if you are knowingly hurting someone who's already been hurt, is probably something closer to a personality disorder, maybe antisocial personality disorder, which disregards the rights and dignity and well-being of other human beings for your own financial gain or your own pleasure. These people end up in jail or prison or politics, wherever they go, if they're smart enough to enter political fields, or if they get caught and go to prison for exploiting other human beings. Some of these behaviors are directly against the law. In this case, emotionally manipulating someone and demanding money so they voluntarily give it to you. There's no laws against this. Now, you could consider this financial abuse, but there's not really laws protecting adults from financial abuse. This is one of those tactics that slips into the legal cracks and gets you in touch with vulnerable, wounded people that you can exploit for no consequences. That's what this is exploiting right here. It also hurts people who are already hurt. And it teaches women who probably were hurt. The women who do this are not happy. The women who do this don't believe in love. The women who do this usually had terrible childhoods and are already deeply wounded, and they don't need someone showing them how to turn those wounds around and take from other people. They need healing. They need understanding about good relationships. They need to know that better is possible, that someone could actually love them. But no, methods like this come along and teach people how to get pleasure and build an empty life so they can sit there just as miserable as before. What do you think these women are going to spend their money on if they are wretchedly unhappy? Usually substances that destroy them. I know I'm getting heated here, but it's because people get wounded and hurt. I have so many coaching clients, male and female, who come to me after being used and abused by a predator who uses a tactic similar to this one. It is wrong. Very wrong. Now, let me take this opportunity to speak directly to SheraSeven. Shera, you probably don't mean to teach this in this way. Probably you take umbrage with what I'm saying. You're probably sitting there saying, this is the way the world works. Everybody hurts each other. I'm just teaching women how to get ahead because they're used. They're hurt. Maybe you were used and hurt. I don't know. I can't speak for your personal things. I don't know you. But what you're teaching is to hurt people who are already hurt. In fact, you're taking two injured people and teaching one of them to prey upon the second one. It's adding layers of damage to people that need help, not this. Maybe you don't believe love is possible. Maybe you think financial security and taking from other people is the only thing that this world has. Maybe you believe that. If that, I understand. I've encountered so many people in that situation. I get it. But I'm asking you to please stop teaching these harmful tactics. Please reach out. Let's have a conversation. I would love to talk with you about this and how the world works and how love works. I would love to talk with you about avoidant attachment style. I would love to talk with you about fixing that if that's what's going on. Please reach out. I would love to talk you through this and have a real conversation about where this kind of behavior has a place and where it doesn't. So again, you might think you're helping, but you are making this world so much worse. That's my message to Shera. That's my message to her followers, to my followers, to everybody involved. Please understand that this just makes things worse for you, for your children, for the people you care about. Now, if all that you guys care about is getting as much cash as you can and dying in a pile of drugs and cash, that's what this will get you. But if you want a world that is better, if you want authentic connection in your life, if you want fulfillment, if you want to see the people you care about thriving, this sabotages that. And there is a better way that I'm going to talk about, that I've talked about on 450 videos on this channel so far, and I will tell you again today. So I have to put my money where my mouth is. If I'm going to tell them that this is wrong, and Shera, I am saying this is wrong, I need to show you what is a better method, right? Here I'm going to. I am not calling for people to just drop this and live in pain. I am calling for people to understand how relationships work, to counter these methods, to find real love, not exploitation, to build financial stability with a loving partner instead of harvesting a wounded partner for your financial stability. So let's talk exactly about how you're going to recognize and counter these tactics from these students and how that method is going to build you better relationships. Okay, listen to me very carefully. The women who follow the SheraSeven method have something called avoidant attachment style. Avoidant attachment style is the belief that nobody will ever be fair with you, that nobody will ever take your needs seriously, that other people are incapable of real love, especially when it counts, that other people will turn against you and be selfish during a crisis. And all of this stems from childhood when their parents or caregivers, if they were even around, were wild, chaotic, stressful, unkind, unloving, did not build secure love for them. So they learned they had to build it themselves. People with avoidant attachment style sometimes can become very manipulative. Other times they just walk away and try to hide and stay by themselves. We are talking about the manipulative variant here today, which love bombs. They saturate other people with good feelings at the beginning to form an addiction to a bonding hormone called oxytocin by faking it themselves so that the other person releases it and becomes addicted. Oxytocin, for someone who hasn't got much of it in their life and the kind of people that be vulnerable for this, it forms an addiction almost as powerful as an opiate. It is massively powerful and it creates withdrawal symptoms. When they then pull away and withdraw their approval, the person experiences a chemical withdrawal similar to drugs and is hurt and afraid. Avoidant attachment style is fixable. But the belief is that it can't be fixed because that's just how the world works. Avoidant people won't say, yeah, I have avoidant attachment style. They'll say, that's how the world works, and if you're trying to tell me to stop that, you want me to die. So I understand if some of you watching this are having that reaction right now. I am telling you, based on my 15 years of training and experience, all my years in the field, it is fixable. It comes from wrong beliefs. It comes from never having real love. It comes from believing the only thing you can trust is money because money won't lie to you. That's avoidant attachment style. It creates a need for control in relationships and control over other people to leverage them into doing what you want them to do during a conflict, a disagreement, a concern, anything. You manage their behavior instead of trusting them or cooperating because you don't think they will ever do that with you. So genuine connections need to be avoided so you don't get trapped. It feels safe to retreat into money and control because vulnerability feels hopeless. Now, again, not all people who have avoidant attachment style are manipulative. Many are not. I work with some incredible people who have avoidant attachment style but have just left people alone or just tried to stay safe, but they don't obsess over taking from other people. But you need to understand where this manipulative behavior comes from. The overemphasis on concrete resources that they can use as leverage to stay safe. Money is a means of ensuring personal safety to them. So exploiting it and taking it from you, in their eyes, says, if you could do it to me, you would, and I'm just getting enough to be safe. SheraSeven and her followers would say, Adam, how dare you call us people like that? How dare you accuse us of this? We're just trying to get safe in the way everybody else on earth will. That's the problem, is they really believe that. I understand that it comes from a place of fear. I am not saying that avoidantly attached people are bad. I am not saying they are evil. They might do things that the rest of us may classify as hurtful, harmful, abusive, or maybe even evil, but I don't believe they themselves are evil. They are afraid of being trapped. They're afraid of being exploited themselves. They may have been trapped and hurt and exploited and abused and mistreated. And this is the only answer that makes them feel safe. That's why they are evasive or controlling during conflicts. That's why they shut down conflict and they try to solve it themselves later. That's why they gaslight you and lie to you if you are remembering something inconvenient. That's why they stonewall you and refuse to speak to you. That's why they give you the silent treatment to punish you and send you into withdrawal cycles. That's why they will not cooperate with you or open up to you. And they change the conversation every chance that something comes up that's not convenient, that scares them. This is why they can't feel real love in their hearts, because real love terrifies them and has never been given to them. Now, like I said, this can cross the line into personality disorder territory. Personality disorders is where these fears have fully taken over, and you do this at default. You don't even do it as a reaction to somebody doing something scary. You are just always in that mode, always taking and willing to break laws, willing to hurt people, willing to do anything it takes. And you get that afraid at the drop of a hat and spiral out without giving the other person even a chance to work with you. Guys, I had a male client come to me. I've had many male clients come to me with this issue, but one sticks out. $50 million personal business he had built. $9 million prenup with a woman who had done this. Faking love, pushing for marriage as fast as possible, blaming him for all of her inconveniences and demanding that he hire help, buy her cars, buy her luxury items, take care of her children, so she had to do nothing in life but be pampered and occasionally have sex. Blamed him for everything. Then got angry that her prenup was only $9 million. He came to me out of desperation saying, "What am I doing wrong? I thought she loved me." He was ready to walk away from millions of dollars if he needed to, because his life was hell. Because this does not lead to a loving relationship. You get in, you sign the contract, you tear it apart, you get out, you have your money, you sit there alone in your home, then you're miserable. You get a boyfriend or 5, you do drugs or 5, and you just fritter your life away until you run out of money. Then you find the next guy to do this with. That's what happens. I had to help him sort out what was real and fake. I had to help him untwist the lies in his head. I had to teach him what love was supposed to be. So don't let these tactics and these women scare you, you guys, because he broke free in the middle of hell. These women, they're doing what they do out of fear. They don't understand what love really is. Don't be afraid. Let's not talk about being afraid of them, but fortifying against their attempts to manipulate you so you don't lose your hard-earned resources and your heart. So let's step right now into exactly how to defend against manipulation. I have several steps I'm going to lay out. Number one, know what to expect in romantic relationships. Recognize what's healthy behavior and what's not healthy behavior, and what expectations are acceptable on both sides. You need to know this. If you don't have a model for what love should be and what's reasonable and how to work with somebody and how somebody should work with you, if you don't know what's reliable in a partner, if you don't have models for good relationships, you will be in danger of a woman coming in and saying, I just have to give you sex once a week and you do everything for me. I should be a princess, because you'll just be grateful for her presence. Understand what good love and secure connection should look like. If you don't have this, talk to me. I will teach you. Step number two, set clear boundaries. Clearly define what you will tolerate. This comes as a basis, builds on top of understanding what's reasonable in relationships. Define that and then push for it. Healthy relationships will respect boundaries. Learn how to articulate your boundaries and say, I'm sorry, I'm not willing to go there. This is what I need. Can we work on this? Can we compromise in the middle? Learn those red flags when they push too hard, when they demand, when they twist, when they try to sleep with you to ignore the argument and then talk to you again after the sex. Pretty typical. That's thousands of years that's been used, you guys. Don't talk to them about money till after the sex. Very, very common. You need to learn how to poke those red flags when you see them, by the way, against your boundaries. Hey, I noticed you did this. Talk to me about this. Hey, this is concerning me. The reason they push for sex that fast, and the reason that women who are that unstable actually typically are some of the best in bed early on, is because they have to be. Because then you won't question the red flags because you're afraid of losing access to that. That's the purpose. So practice setting boundaries in all areas of your life with everybody as training against these students of SheraSeven. Third step, test for compatibility in your relationships and do it before the sex. If you do it afterward, you're blind. Avoidant women struggle to bond properly because they try to skip straight to manipulating your feelings. So go much slower in the dating process. Don't let them rush it. Go slow. Slow enough that you talk about goals and values. Slow enough that you push into the conversations they don't want to have. Slow enough that you handle some conflicts together on purpose to see if they default to blaming you. Slow enough to observe their treatment of their family and friends and wait staff at restaurants. Slow enough to listen to their descriptions about their past relationships. Are they always the victim? Listen to their stories and experience some conversations with them before you do anything that's going to make you blind and foolish. And number 5 is to prioritize real attachment. Filter out avoidant women by being super securely attached yourself. Now, insecure attachment and avoidant attachment we talked about. Secure attachment is the belief that people will work with you, that there is mutual win-win in every conversation and in every compromise and in every conflict, and that people, reasonable people, will work with you. When you have this, and you feel it, and you experience it with people in your life, you will not settle for less anymore. So you need to seek genuine connection over superficial relationship feelings and benefits. It is so hard to manipulate a secure person because they feel it, it feels like sandpaper, and they walk away because they know they can get better anywhere else because this is fake. When you have secure attachment, you will not settle for meaningless pleasure that comes with a huge price tag. So if you need that and can't build it, seek some professional help to clarify if you are secure or not. I help with this, guys. I'm here for this. Don't be like my client who put $9 million up as a prenup before hiring me. Secure your relationship by investing in some coaching or some professional help. I'm here to help. There's a lot of people who can help. Let any of us know, but get some assistance. Now I want to push this one more time. Shera's message is not new or unique. It's been around as long as human history, right? Cleopatra, same method, right? Same method that Cleopatra used is what's on track here. SheraSeven is teaching Cleopatra's method. Cleopatra probably called it somebody else's method. It's as old as time. But this is a viral creator now spreading the word of exact tactics to use to manipulate men out of their money and to get set up like a queen at their expense. She encourages people to hurt people who have been hurt before. Now, the steps that I laid out here to counter her students are also excellent steps to build stable, authentic, fulfilling romantic relationships, because women who follow SheraSeven's method will run screaming from the table trying to find an easier mark. Secure, stable women will love what you are doing and will lean into the relationship and be ready to bond with you. There's no in between here, you guys. You either attract her students or attract my students. Healthy people who will care about you, who will be honest with you, who won't harvest you like an animal. This is dating defense and healthy dating all in one approach. So use these steps to build your own dating life that avoids Shera's students and other modern dating landmines to find the partner who loves you for you, and not just for the resources you bring to the table. Guys, I made this video as part of my overall collection here to show you how to counter manipulators and to tell you to not be afraid. Manipulators will come. They will go. They have always been with us. Now, the modern dating world is complex, yes. And there's people like this actively teaching it on a whole new scale that people haven't had access to before. Yes, that's true. SheraSevens of the world couldn't go into women's homes and teach them when women are at the worst part of their life and say, hey, here's how to get money from people who are already hurt. Yes, that's true. This is a new wave of it. But genuine connections are still possible. There is no reason to fear Shera or her students because they can only get you if you are vulnerable and exposed in the wrong ways. Recognize manipulation. Strengthen your defenses. Prioritize genuine bonds. Go slower. The world may have its Sheras, but it also has countless genuine individuals who are seeking real connections. I know because I work with good women every single day who are wanting to build real relationships and who despise people who hurt other people like this. As easy as it is to get information like this, think of all the women in the world who are not using this information because it disgusts them. Those are the women you want to date. And they do exist. So guys, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I read those myself. I would love to hear your feedback. Shera, if you're here, comment. Drop a comment. If your students are here, drop a comment. Let's talk about this, because this is a conversation that needs to be had. This is a problem that's as old as time. It's a problem as old as money and sex, right? Some guy got a fish somewhere and a girl said, hey, I bet I can get that fish from him. It's as old as time. Let's have a conversation and fix this. I've got children who need to date in this next world, in the world we're building. Maybe you guys have children too. It's one thing to get money for yourself. It's another to pollute the entire pool so that everybody else gets poisoned just so you get what you get. Let's build better relationships, you guys. I am Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist, showing you how to build those better relationships. And if you use these steps, you will build safer, genuine, and fulfilling dating practices and relationships that really make you happy. So stay informed, stay secure, and remember, authentic connections are worth the wait. And I will see you in the next video. If this one hit you hard, beware these 3 types of women when dating. I'll see you in that video.